review show. Ross Mifune, Jack Death, live dual stream. Planet X Film. Subscribe youtube.com/Planet X Film, as well as Mosh Shinobi. Follow Jack Death here, Gaz, aka Gaz, over at Mosh Shinobi. The Hidden Fortress. First of all, what up to everybody in the chat? Shout out to my man. Go subscribe to the Crip Hip Hop Heads podcast on YouTube and Spotify and other podcast oriented social media. Shout out to Slip. Shout out to Pixie. Okay, Pixie dropped the trailer for us. Good looks. And just Slippy rocking with us right now. So much going on. So obviously dual fight card today, guys. BKFC and UFC. Pereira, Onkolov rematch. Sandhagen, Marab, and then King of Violence strap over at Bare Knuckle fighting. So watch that on DAZN. Mike Perry versus Jeremy Stevens. Shout out to Stevens. He's a San Diego guy, by the way, if you guys didn't know. Trying to think. I mean, obviously it's Zodtober, guys. Obviously we have Zodiac Files episode 5 in the edit bay currently. I mean, I guess I could just shout out our Zodtober schedule real quick because we're still waiting for a few of you guys. Next week is Slipknot's pick. None of us know how to pronounce this slip. I think it's something like anthroprop. I guess there's something like that. Anto. We got Anto coming up next week. I think that's an 80s movie. That's Slip's pick. Then we got Hellraiser 2, Hellbound. Gaz and I both prefer that one to Hellraiser 1. I think Jerome, aka Mr. Belgique from the Mysteries of Mr. Belgique channel is joining us. That's my man. And we have The Keep. And we've both mentioned The Keep like 50 times and we haven't seen it either, so we can finally actually review it and get it out of the way. So that's Zodtober. Halloween's a Friday, and then I do have what I think that we're going to review on November 1st, All Saints Day. Should be an easy guess. Saints. And we may have our man Lauren Lepre joining us for that if I confirm him. So that's the schedule. I'm going to fix my camera real quick while Gaz talks.
I just want to welcome everybody for coming through again. Shout out to y'all. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. Lots to get into with this one, Hidden Fortress. So we are good to go.
Gaz and I wrote this down way back in the day as possibly like a members only show, but since there's only like 6 of you, I think the other 1,500 of you would enjoy the review over here. So basically what we want to talk about, you guys have seen us do Boba Fett. I think we did Mandalorian season 1 and 2.
We did, yeah.
Go ahead and check out our old Legacy Star Wars reviews. Gaz and I are recovering Star Wars addicts. I think I've done a little bit better in my recovery than you have, Gaz. But
you have, yeah. I'm still working on it.
We'll see if either one of us actually does recover. We'll let the audience decide. That's the way to play that safe. It may just never manifest. So the Hidden Fortress is basically source material for Star Wars: A New Hope. Obviously, George Lucas had scripts in the works. But that's kind of the main point. Like, a lot of people don't know that. I myself didn't know that for years when I was just only familiar with Star Wars and Lucas and just not familiar with Kurosawa. So once upon a time, even a Akira Kurosawa fanboy such as myself didn't know who Kurosawa was. So we're just going to kind of go into the film, and then later on we'll talk post Hidden Fortress, like influence on Lucas and Star Wars and stuff like that. But I think it's I just feel like, film heads know that, but I feel like Star Wars heads don't really know that. So our plot summary, aka synopsis, and something that I forgot to mention that I was supposed to mention on a past Kurosawa show was the fact that Obi-Wan Kenobi was written for Toshiro Mifune. And I found that out, guys, like 3 or 4 months ago. And Gaz and I have been watching Star Wars and Kurosawa for years. Like, I seen it come up on a trivia. I was like internet trivia, literally like Instagram. I was like, what the hell? I was like, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it after the fact. But I always Sir Alec Guinness is stuck in my mind, Gaz, because we've all watched the show 5 times. So picturing him as Mifune with the swordsmanship, that you gotta think that Vader fight goes differently with Mifune behind the
very, very differently. Might not have got the rest of Star Wars.
Vader just chokes him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna screw around with this guy's blade skills, right? Just why take the risk?"
Well, at least we wouldn't have got Disney Star Wars. Would have been yay.
Actually, Gaz is always talking about the Punisher kills the Marvel universe. I'm always talking about Toshiro Mifune kills the Star Wars universe because that's the much more preferable version. Just give him a Darth Maul saber staff, break it in half, dual blade, and Mifune can just run through it. He's in my script. He's a neutral Jedi, so he can kill the light side and the Siths. Like, I think we just need to start over here and just kill all of you. All right, Slipknot, you're banned for the channel forever. What are you doing? What are you doing? Do better. Do better. Don't ever say this on my Kurosawa show. All right.
It's all right. You're good, man. You're good, man.
Good cop, bad cop. I lose my mind on you, then Gaz talks me off the ledge. Okay. So synopsis. Lured by gold, two greedy peasants unknowingly escort a princess and her general across enemy lines. So I haven't watched it in years. In my mind, this was one of the most epic Kurosawas ever, because I think when I watched it the first time, Gaz, it just had that Kurosawa first effect on me. Like, oh my God, everything is good. And I didn't notice it was a 2-hour, 20-minute movie. That was much more apparent to me on this watch. I don't know. It's just like, Kurosawa can go either way. You watch it the first time and you just get sucked into the Kurosawa verse, and you're just like, okay, I'm like, I'm biased for life now.
It is a bit fair. A little long. Probably going to make myself so popular with one spectrum of our community. In my opinion, it's not the best Kurosawa movie. It's not to say it's awful, because it's not. There's many positives, but yes, the runtime with some of the sections can feel a little long. Yeah,
it's certainly not. There's it's how's it different than other films? There's basically 4 main characters. There's the 2 peasants. Toshiro Mifune is a aging general. He's General Rokurota. I think it's Maccabi. What does it say on?
There is right. Yeah, there's Rakuro to Maccabi. Yeah.
It on the version I was watching, it had the names flipped because that's obviously the Japanese thing. So where was I going? So it's him, and then it's the princess. So and then the big thing is like Princess Yuki, Princess Leia. I was just watching a Lucas interview, and he was saying he actually already had the princess in the script, so that the princess element was kind of a coincidence. But obviously what Lucas did take was taking the story, or rather the perspective of the film, from the 2 lowliest characters, which in the Hidden Fortress it's the 2 peasants. In Star Wars A New Hope, it's the 2 droids, C-3PO and R2-D2. So that's kind of like the big thing. It was weird, guys, because what I had in my mind, I specifically remember when I watched it at the time, it was my favorite Kurosawa, although maybe I'd probably only seen 2 or 3 at the time, like Seven Samurai and 1 or 2 others. So I don't really know why I thought that on this second watch. Clearly my favorite now is Seven Samurai, and the ones
I'm with you. I think we're all like that, because this is the one we're always told about. Right, watch Hidden Fortress, Star Wars influence, arguably even a little influence on the Phantom Menace as well. So we're always told about this.
It's not even arguable. That's a fact, by the way.
Yeah, and then when you watch the others, you say, well, hang on a minute, your Kimbo, Seven Samurai is so much better. So for me, I think it's, even though it's not the first Kurosawa film, it's, for those that are maybe unfamiliar with his works, it's like that gateway film into that verse, into the other films. I mean,
I think they said Rashomon was like that. It was like the gateway to the West.
Yeah, I think what makes you think that when you watch it again is some of the sections with those 2 characters, the peasants who 3PO and R2-D2 are based on. They are very, this is going to be subjective. I find them very annoying, not funny at all. And every time they're on screen, I think, oh, you 2 just please vacate the premises. And then, of course, when Mifune comes on the screen, steals the show, has much better scenes, much better dialogue. Some of his action scenes are obviously good as well. So I think that's what probably, well, it did it for me, and sounds like a similar experience, Ross, as well.
Yeah, I didn't find them quite as obnoxious as you did. Clearly didn't love them. I'm Ross Mifune. I'm clearly a Mifune fanboy. But at the same time, like we were saying, the Hidden Fortress is a very different perspective because it's a little bit of a challenge to focus on 4 characters at once. Whereas Sanjuro, Yojimbo, they're very Mifune centric, right? So he's the lead Ronin. He recruits all those other guys. He's the clan. So it's like that's kind of the blueprint you get used to after you watch like he plays Sanjuro in both movies. You watch a couple Sanjuro films and you're just like, well, I mean, I don't see any reason why they can't make these forever. But again, like Hidden Fortress is almost like a page out of Rashomon. Like it's Kurosawa playing with perspectives. Like in Rashomon, they told the story, right? The same story from all those different perspectives. And then it's like this is like a different version of that. Like only it's generally the same perspective, but it's 4 characters on the much like a quest genre or action epic, much like when we talked about Conan. It's like Conan and they go
very much so even some of the scenes where they are escaping on horseback, very much like Conan OG. See, a lot of people find Princess Yuki annoying, which yes, she can be in parts, but I would have preferred just Princess Yuki and Toshiro Mifune. The other two, too stupid, bit too unbelievable. Every time they, like I said, they kind of just, okay. But you're right, it's coming from 4 different perspectives. And to do that back then as well, I think that's what people forget sometimes. I'm making excuses for it. But to do that back then,
I mean, the problem is when only Kurosawa's done it, and I can talk a little bit about what Lucas said the Japanese interpretation of Kurosawa was. Then it's like, okay, there's like a few references. Then they make 500 Hollywood movies, and it just becomes a burnt out thing. What Lucas was actually saying is Kurosawa didn't get a very good reception in Japan because of his Western influence. Like when we talked about,
I read that.
They did the standoff, the Mexican standoffs, and the whole thing, and Japan was like, what the hell is this? Because they weren't watching Westerns like how we were watching Westerns. So it's like, I get it. But what he also said was once, kind of like you were saying, is the gateway, Rashomon and Hidden Fortress got shipped out to the Western markets and the worldwide international film fests. And then the world kind of saw and told Japan what Kurosawa is. It shifted and it changed back over there. Like, okay, no, he actually is the guy. I mean, and I get it too, because when he's your homegrown guy, it's just like, well, this is just our director. So, it's about our history, our perspective. We get, just like Hollywood critics, we're criticizing our homegrown things. So I get that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And also you could kind of, for those that have never watched, any Bruce Lee movies before, Enter the Dragon is usually the gateway into the Bruce Lee movies. They'll watch that, then they'll go to Big Boss, Fist of Fury, and his other films. So it's the positive in that, it does open up people to his wider works.
Sure. And then again, Gaz and I had this conversation on, I think we're talking Rashomon and stuff like that. Like, again, I could see the building blocks to Seven Samurai in Rashomon and in Hidden Fortress. Like we're saying, like Rashomon, he's like playing around with the camera, getting his, Lucas was talking about this, the wide pans and the close-ups, and you talked about that as well in the review, getting his camera angles right. Then in Hidden Fortress, he was getting the sets right. A lot of the fortresses, the mountain passes, the natural, using the environment. You know what I mean? That's what I saw.
Yeah, and interesting you mentioned the filming, because this was the first feature to be filmed in a widescreen format, Toho scope, which he continued to use for the next decade. And this was also, key parts of the film as well were shot on the slopes of Mount Fuji. The bad weather from a record-breaking typhoon delayed the production as well. So there was a lot of extenuating circumstances behind the scenes as well with Hidden Fortress.
Yeah, I mean, he took a stab at the big kind of combat scenes with the prison riot, and so like just like we were saying, we're like, I could see like, oh, he's getting closer to Seven Samurai. Now he's going to take massive samurai armies and put them in the big locations, and so I mean, I guess ultimately where this is culminating. Once me and Gaz finish Good, Bad, and the Ugly, I suppose we'll have to get Seven Samurai on the list for you guys just to show you how it all encompasses. So yeah, I mean, we gave you guys a bit of some background there. I'll jump in on the wiki, guys. Sounds like you were getting into some of that stuff. The Hidden Fortress looks like the Japanese title is The Three Villains of the Hidden Fortress. 58 Japanese epic adventure film directed by Kurosawa. Special effects by Ijai Tsubaria. I'm always like interested when they talk about special effects of the late 50s and 60s because it's like, you know, what special effects, but they actually were pretty prevalent in this movie, at least for where they needed them, you know, whether in combat scenes and such. Tells the story of two peasants who agree to escort a man and a woman across enemy lines in return for gold without knowing that he is a general and the woman is a princess. The film starts with Mifune as General Makabe Rokurota and Princess Yuki, while the peasants Taihi and Matashichi are portrayed by Minoru Chiaki and Kamatari Fujiwara, respectively. The Hidden Fortress is the fourth highest grossing film of the year in Japan, and Kurosawa's most successful film up to that point. It was the significant influence on a 1977 American film, Star Wars. Like, I would like to look up, like, not that I have any idea what was going on in Japanese cinema, but like what else was in those top three that grows higher than it? Is it just like all samurai movies, or is it just random? I guess horror is pretty big in Asia, you know.
Yeah, that would be interesting to know. I'm curious, maybe how the original 13 Assassins did. You know, the remake's certainly excellent as well. So, and that was directed by Aichi Kurosawa. Maybe I have to have a look at that as well at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Vega the Chosen. Looks like he popped through earlier on, and he's a 13 Assassins fanatic. All right, we could go straight into plot. Like I said, guys, we're not trying to go too crazy today. We'll just rip through this plot and then get a little bit of the Star Wars Lucas stuff, and then maybe if you guys want UFC picks or BK or whatever, we can talk that on the way out. Two bedraggled peasants, Tahi and Matashichi, sell their homes and leave to enlist the feudal Yamana clan, hoping to make their fortune as soldiers. Instead, they are mistaken for soldiers of the defeated Akizuki clan. They have their weapons confiscated or forced to dig up graves before being sent away without any food. After quarreling and splitting up, the two are each captured again and reunited when the Yamada forced them alongside dozens of other prisoners to dig through the ruins of Akizuki Castle for the clan's secret reserve of gold. After a prisoner uprising, Tahi and Matashichi slip away, steal some rice, and make camp near a river. While building a fire, they find a piece of gold marked with the crescent of the Akizuki clan hidden in a hollowed-out stick. Looking for more of the gold, the peasants are discovered by a mysterious man whom they take to be a bandit. Slip, you're probably going to want to watch on mute if you are only 20 minutes in. But perfect place for us to say, like, I was cool with this whole mountainside pass scene, guys, and the chasm and the river and the finding the gold and all that stuff. The problem is like, you know, he said he's 20 minutes in. You're almost 20 plus 25, 30 minutes in by the time this is passed. So even though I was fine with them finding the gold and connecting to the Akizuki clan, it seemed like he wasted like a half hour on something that could have been fast forwarded.
That's one of the problems. I feel somewhat reassured because I thought when I watched it again and we were doing this, I thought, oh great, people are going to give me so much. He's like, oh, he doesn't read Hidden Forest as much as whatever. But yeah, that is the problem. It sometimes takes just that little bit too long to orchestrate a plot point or to get from say A to B.
Yeah, I mean, he probably just had a mad long script. And again, like I said, maybe he was experimenting with location scouting and location shooting, which is, I mean, the Mount Fuji, I mean, the cinematography is beautiful. You can't ever disagree with how a Kurosawa picture looks, whether or not you like the plot or the story. I mean, it's one of the best looking films that you'll watch. Again, how much of that is chalked up to like the you know, the outdoor geography of Japan is beautiful, you know, assuming that he had a good cinematographer and all that, which I pretty much trust everybody on a Kurosawa set or he wouldn't have them there. But yeah, it's the downtime in this movie and the pacing. Whereas like, as I recall, like when we did like Yokimbo and Sanjuro, he really didn't have. He really got even the little breaks of when like Sanjuro was taking a break or he was manipulating between groups or whatever. It didn't have these kind of long downtime, kind of breaks, which Hidden Fortress seems to have,
Yeah, definitely.
Where did I leave off? Okay, the peasants. Okay, the man they think is a bandit, and yeah, that was like kind of threw me off too when there you go. I'm gonna call him Roku Roda. When he did pull up on them, because I'm like, that's definitely Toshiro Mifune, but he doesn't have his sword. But he was obviously didn't have his sword because like you stick out at like a sore thumb as a general if you have your sword on you. So like that even threw me off too. But
yeah, I was on that mountain scene, Ross. We were been talking about facial expressions with the actors in the westerns we've looked at and the old school samurai movies such as this. That first exchange when they come upon Mifune, the two peasants, his kind of like nod of approval to their dialogue was pretty good. I did like that.
Yeah. And also you get you've seen him play a bandit before. You get the feeling it's not a bandit because like he was just following them and he wasn't like, you think a bandit was like, take me to the gold, like, or pull a sword on you right away. So it kind of did, give way to that ulterior motive. So we'll keep it moving. They explain how they intend to escape Yamana territory rather than cross the closely guarded border into the neighboring state of Hayakawa. They will travel to the Yamana itself and then pass into Hayakawa. The stranger is enthused by their plan, so he shows them another piece of gold and leads them to a secret camp in the mountains where the rest is hidden. Unbeknownst to them, the man is the famous Akizuki general, Rokuroda. Although Rokuroda initially planned to kill the peasants, he changes his mind and decides to use their plan to bring the gold and Princess of Yuki of the Akizuki clan, also hidden in the camp, to Hayakawa, whose lord has promised to protect them. When he's telling the other guys that story about like I think he was telling about like, hey, I almost killed those guys, and then he's like, when he was like, one time I got captured by the enemy and I had to pretend to be a mute, and they're all just cracking up like that. That was pretty entertaining. But just like everyone's reaction to it is just like, oh yeah, I almost killed those guys, and then I thought I'll keep them alive to use their plan.
Yeah, there's one particular line that is very amusing as well, which we're about to get to, which is also quite good. Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, which part is that in the scene when he's retelling?
It's a little after that, I think. It's pretty much, I think, when they're in the hidden fortress, and it's when Princess Yuki learns, heavy spoilers here, folks, and Princess Yuki learns of Mifune's sister has sacrificed herself so she could escape. Just after that, there's Mifune talking to the elder samurai lord, who mentions the peasants, and he asks him, can they be relied upon? And he says, well, the greed can be relied upon. And then he tells him about the plan of how they're going to make their journey. And he says, well, it wasn't actually my plan, it was the peasants. And then that line by the elder samurai where it's like, even moss can be smart sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
that was genius, man.
Even moss, but like I guess like I thought he said like soft, but like I knew it was some like Japanese metaphor, a moss metaphor. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, of course, some classic Mifune dialogue there. Rokuroda escorts Princess Yuki and the huge cache, 200 kan of the clan's gold, still hidden in hollow logs of wood, to Yamana, bringing Matashichi and Taihei to help carry the gold, but kept unaware of Yuki and Rokuroda's identities. To protect Yuki, he has her pretend to be a deaf mute and has a decoy, Rokuroda's younger sister, sent to the Yamana to be executed, so they will believe that she is dead. During their travels, Taihei and Matashichi get the group into dangerous situations several times, owing to their cowardice and greed. During a stop for the night in an inn, Yuki forces Rokuroda to buy the freedom of a captive young woman who had belonged to the Akitsuki clan, who refuses to leave them. Another scene that was probably drawn out too long, guys, is when the peasants were following Yuki up the mountain, and they're like, she dropped the comb and stuff like that. Like that just seemed to go on. She's like whipping them with the stick and stuff. Like, I do think she had a good performance, like the actress throughout the whole film. But that was another scene that was like, it felt like it went on for like 20 minutes. I was like, you could get this done in like 4 minutes.
Yeah, as we've said earlier, that's just the problem. It's not that it's a wholly bad movie, because it's not. It's just there's some sections that are just dragged out a little bit too long. As we said, takes a little bit too much time to get from A to B, and that was certainly one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Yeah. After losing their horses and obtaining a cart to move the gold, the group is spotted by Yamana Patrol, and Rokuroda is forced to kill them. While pursuing 2 stragglers, he accidentally rides into a Yamana camp where the commanding officer, Rokuroda's old rival, Hayo Tadokoro, recognizes him. Tadokoro is sorry he didn't get to face Rokuroda in battle and challenges him to a lance duel. So it's probably one of the better, if not best, sequence in the movie. When is Gaz's pick? I'm probably gonna have him fill in some stuff in November.
Yeah, we have done some. I mean, it was Invasion USA, and there was some others. As I've said before on past shows, the way we usually do it is we'll get a list of, there'll be some of Ross's picks, some of mine, picks from yourselves, and then there'll be a separate list on top of that with picks that we both like. And it's been updated all the time. It's not always about what Ross likes or I like. It's for the community as well, because if it's just me and Ross just doing what we like all the time, well, it's pointless as being here. So
we got different series. So we got PXF Classics, which are like Gaz and I's favorite movies. What's up, Tim? Peace. And then we have like Zodiac Goes to the Movie series. That's like all the stuff Zodiac possibly referenced. And then obviously there's like the Kurosawa Samurai series. There's the Western series. So we have like a few different series we do. October, we're going to do all horrors.
Yeah.
And then, Gaz will probably get, I'll probably have him fill in some stuff November. We want to try to get a couple heists in before the end of the year. And then obviously like the big end of the year stuff, like, The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. That's a December anniversary, and Seven Samurai, maybe T2, stuff like that.
This scene. Welcome Mike, welcome Tim. This scene, and welcome Red and Fire Pixie and everybody and Slip. This scene that you're mentioning, Ross, is probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie. It's a good duel. I like the dialogue, the exchange between Mifune and the actor who plays Soshima Fujita, who plays, help me Ross, my mind's evaporating on
Koro.
Yeah, thank you. This is a really good scene. I do like it as well how it starts, Ross, where when they have the duel, folks, Mifune's asked to go and pick a spear, and he's choosing the different spears from the different foot soldiers there. That was good. I like that.
The enemies, an enemy general walking through the enemy army, taking it. Back it up a little bit. I like how he dispatches those guards off the wood cart. You can tell he's a general then, because when he pulls out on him, he's like, boom, boom, dead, boom, boom. He completely dices, and he's on foot. The rest of the dudes are cavalry.
Yeah, and there's some nice form demonstration as well with the spear, which is being done for that whole reason, to show this is a guy who's experienced as well. He is capable. And that was pretty good.
Athleticism on the part of Mifune. He runs to the escaping horse and jumps on it while it's bouncing after he like dices the guard off of it. And then I like how he holds the katana when he's chasing after those dudes. Like that was like, I could see like some Star Wars like speeder bike there. And then he obviously pulls up to the enemy battalion, as Gaz said. Really good face off between them. Reminiscent of that one movie when he was the general on the bridge. I think that was the last one we reviewed. Or was that? I forgot which one that was. But he had that one scene when he was the general on the bridge with the big battle. It's kind of reminiscent to that scene. So, some good exchanges with the spears, obviously back and forth dialogue, and then obviously the fight starts. Roku Roda, he does better him in that one strike where he just like kind of puts the spear against his chest. It kind of demonstrates that he would have got him fairly early into the fight, or at least wounded him. And then they push through the whole set kind of into that back area between the flags, guys. I think that was like, I don't know what that was, like a ceremonial area where, where all the benches are, kind of destroyed some of the environment, which I thought was pretty sick. And then ultimately it will. So I'll take it to what it says here. Takoto, sorry, didn't get to face Roku Roda in the battle and challenges to a lance duel. Roku Roda wins, but spares Tadokoro's life before stealing a horse and riding back to the group. I mean, Wikipedia says stealing a horse, but he just walked up to it in front of all those guys and jumped on it.
yeah, there wasn't much stealing. It's just I'm taking it, and they're like, yeah, okay.
I guess because he beat the general, everybody else is like, well, if he beat him, we can't get him.
Yeah.
Let him run away. Yeah, no, I thought Flashpoint, guys, isn't that at least your favorite?
Yeah, well, I thought I'd keep it somewhat samurai related, but one of my all-time favorite martial art movies, is Flashpoint with Donnie Yen, which we did cover way back in the day before YouTube, but we've yet to do it here.
Get that in the mix, of course. So yeah, no, it's a big lance fight. One thing I was gonna say about like Star Wars and Hidden Fortress, like what Lucas did use and didn't use, like he never really has a big fight, not as big as that lance fight in Hidden Fortress. Of course, there's like Obi-Wan versus Vader, but Obi-Wan gives up in that fight, so it's not exactly the same equivalent to this lance fight, I guess.
Yeah.
Technically gave up, but he technically lost.
Yeah, I gave up on that series as well. Anyway, less said.
That one. I know McGregor was talking about a season 2. I didn't watch 1, so I couldn't tell you what happened. Stealing horse. Well, in Yamada, they see worshippers gathering for the fire festival. So Tahei and Matashichi decide to hide the load of wood among them, but since they're under the eyes of the Yamada soldiers, they're forced to throw the cart onto a bonfire and join the ritual dance. Princess Yuki is quite taken by the philosophy behind the festival regarding the shortness of life and the pettiness of the world. You also would think that Lucas would have a big festival and A New Hope, but I guess there's like that ending ceremony in Return of the Jedi. I guess that's like the equivalent to this fire.
The same with Phantom Menace, I guess, as well-ish.
Yeah, the festivals then, because this is like a major scene in at late Act 3 or late Act 2 or Act 3 or whatever of the Hidden Fortress. It is interesting. That song she sings is pretty cool. So I noticed that song, guys, is what the lady's singing in Blade Runner when he looks up through the roof on the blimp.
Whoa.
Down.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
I don't know if that's supposed to be a Hidden Fortress reference or if that's just like a popular Japanese folk song. You know what I mean? But
it might be a bit of both. We'll do some digging on that. That is super interesting.
Ridley Scott is more familiar than Kurosawa than we are, so that's like, when she's singing the tones, like I'm like, where do I know that before? Obviously, you guys know I've seen Blade Runner thousands of times.
And that opening is fantastic as well.
Spider-Man: The Dragons Challenge. Haven't seen that one, brother.
I've got to see. We've got to see that. Is it? I'll appreciate it.
Yeah, the animated Spider-Mans could go either way. Let's just keep it real on that. Yuki is quite taken philosophy behind the fire regarding the shortness of life and the pettiness of the world. Those are obviously Kurosawa themes. The next day, they dig the gold out of the fire's remains. I think I must have missed that scene. And take away as much as they can carry. One night, as they approach the Hayakawa border, they're surrounded. Matashichi and Taihei manage to hide in the confusion while the rest are captured by Yamada soldiers and detained at an outpost. The two of them try to turn in Roku Roda for a reward, but having already captured them, the soldiers laugh at them and they leave for Hayakawa with nothing. Need a quick sit, folks. Long day. Kung Fu Hustle, no, thank you. Not sure. This is live action? Okay, I feel you. Tadokoro comes to identify the prisoners the night before their execution. Tadokoro's face is now disfigured by a large scar, which explains as the result of a beating ordered by the Yamana Lord as punishment for letting Roku Roda escape. Yuki proclaims that she has no fear of death and thanks Roku Roda for letting her see humanity's ugliness and beauty from a new perspective, and she repeats the ritual chant from the Fire Festival. That's the ritual chant me and Gaz were just talking about. The next day, as the soldiers start marching the prisoners to be executed, Tadokoro begins singing the same chant and suddenly sends the horses carrying the gold running across the border. He frees the prisoners and distracts the guards so they can ride off, but Yuki tells him to join them. The entire group manages to escape across the border into Hayakawa. Matashichi and Taihei, both hungry and tired, stumble across the lost gold carried by the horses and immediately start arguing about dividing it between them. That was probably the funniest argument they had, just because they were rolling around on top of each other, those completely uncoordinated fights they have before being arrested by the Hayakawa soldiers as thieves. And I'm gonna flash back real quick to the intro. The way he has that shot framed when the peasants are running away with that look on their face, and then you can't see that it's a samurai battle until they go past the cameras.
Yeah.
That was pretty creative and sick.
Yeah.
It wasn't the craziest thing Kurosawa ever did, but it was pretty sick.
There are some sick scenes, no doubt. For example, when all the people are running down that stairway, you've got the soldiers shooting around. Yeah, the prison riot. That was good.
The prison riot's sick. I mean, that's the highlight scenes, like you said, probably the prison riot, probably when Roku Roda attacks those guards and he chases them back to their camp with force, and Lance fights the general. Pretty sick. Not nearly as many action sequences as Seven Samurai or any of that stuff, but still on par. The peasants are brought before an armored samurai and well-dressed noblewoman. General Roku Roda and Princess Yuki finally reveal their identities to the astonished peasants, thanking them for saving the gold, which will be used to restore her clan. The princess rewards Matashichi and Taihei with a single Rio on the condition that they share it. As the two men leave the castle to walk back to their village, they begin to laugh upon realizing that they have finally made their fortunes. Did it ever say, guys, why Tadokoro let them go?
I don't think so. Not that I can remember.
That Lord tortured him, so that pissed him off. Because I don't know how else you can go to hey, here, let the gold go. You guys can all go free. What up, Jay? It just seems a little. We'll have to research that more, I guess. Seems a little bit random. Anything else on any of those final scenes, guys? So obviously, them giving them the Rio is supposed to be that final Star Wars New Hope ceremony when they get the medals from that battle of the Death Star. Two scenes.
First, that whole scene is a little bit like the earlier Kurosawa film we reviewed, where it showed you the different change in the weather elements. And I think it was to showcase that girl was possessed. Kind of a similar look with the set and film into that. That was good. And then one we were talking about earlier. This is way back in the early part of the film, later part of the first. No, I think it's second act. There's a part where the two peasants are trying to evade enemy soldiers, and you see a bridge going across the water, very much like bridges you'd see in Pacific-based war movies, even some Vietnam war movies as well. But that whole scene, I don't know this for fact, y'all, but that scene is in a samurai game called Trek to Yomi, which was filmed in black and white, and there is a duel you have to partake in on a bridge very much like that. And I know that game was influenced by a lot of old school samurai movies. So when I saw that, Ross, this time round, I thought straight away, Trek to Yomi. So that was pretty cool. Like you said, Ross, whether this is anyone's favorite Kurosawa movie or not, it might be for some, but you cannot deny the filming locations and the filming angles that we've always talked about as well. That definitely still stands out.
Yeah, 100%. So with that, I think we can move on to our reviews. I think I reviewed this a long time ago, so I'll probably just go with my OG rating. Let me go ahead and get IMDb back up. So it's got an 8 out of 10, almost 45,000 reviews on IMDb. I had already given it a 10 out of 10 back in the day, but I think I would lower that a little bit with the pacing, maybe 7.5, 8. Solid performances by Mifune, by Yuki, even Tadakoro. Fairly solid villain that does an old switcheroo. Monkey Magic. Family, and they showed me the show 1980s. I don't think I've heard of that, to be honest with you.
It's a comedy. They did a remake on Netflix, and it used to be on TV a lot. A guy was like summoning clouds by I think he put his 2 fingers to his lips and like go and fly around on a cloud. There's lots of various fantasy martial arts movies based on the legend of the monkey god, etc. And some of the dialogue in the OG show, Ross, is hilarious. There's a scene where it's random as hell, Ross. One of the characters can't go with the rest of them for some reason, and he's bowed down in front of like a lord or something. You just hear this voice saying, "I can't go because I have a bladder infection." Then he just cuts to the just like genius dialogue there. That's it, yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's get Gaz's rating, and then we'll go on to production and such.
I'm probably about an 8 now, because the reason is just because, as we mentioned, some of those scenes just take that little bit too long. I'm afraid I'm not a fan of the 2 peasant characters. They grate on me. Princess Yuki, yes, some people feel the same with her, but I think she pretty much plays the character that she is, a noble who would behave that way at that time, given a moment in life as well. So yeah, I'm at about an 8. I am now. It's still a good film. There's just a little bit too overly long and pacing issues and parts.
Music is, I'm guessing you're guessing about Heat, Jay. I think I have it on the list for December. Music is sick. Love the score. Use of weather, as Gad said, there is that pouring rain, typhoon kind of scene. That's interesting. Brings it back to the realism of the period. The musical score was composed by Masaru Sato. The soundtrack comprised of 65 tracks, which seems like a lot. Sick. Production. Hidden Fortress was Kurosawa's first feature filmed in widescreen, as Gaz said, Toho scope, which he continued to use for the next decade. The film was originally presented with Perspective directional sound, which was recreated for the Criterion Blu-ray release. I actually don't have the Blu-ray of this. Key parts were shot in Hore Valley in Hyogo, on the slopes of Mount Fuji, as Gaz said, where bad weather from the record-breaking Kanagawa typhoon delayed the production. Toho's frustration with Kurosawa's slow pace of shooting led the director to forming his own production company the following year, though he still continued to distribute through Toho. Let's just talk about that, guys. Director in your country is trying to get a film done, and they're just like, Kurosawa, what's taking so long? And he's like, well, there's a typhoon outside on my set. You just did. We've got a major problematic issue, It's
Well,
you're the director. Can't you just wave your magic wand and make the typhoon go away? And he's like, no.
Just say, right, be gone.
We didn't talk about any Christmas movies yet, but we could do Die Hard 1. That's my Christmas movie.
And what was the other one? Was it Violent Night or something?
Yeah.
It's Christmas, So I guess you could do all Christmas-based action movies, I guess. Yeah.
Lethal Weapon, Die Hard. Lost my notes there. So, release theatrically in Japan, December 28th, 58. Highest grossing for Toho in 58, ranked as the 4th overall. In box terms, Hidden Fortress was Kurosawa's most successful film until the 61 release of Yokimbo. Released theatrically in the U.S., screened in SF in November 59, received a wider release October 6, 60 with a 126-minute running time. Film was reissued in the States in 62 with a 90-minute running time. The film was compared unfavorably to Rashomon and Seven Samurai in 54, performed poorly at the U.S. box office. A bunch of spoiled brat U.S. moviegoer fans. Legacy. Influence. American director George Lucas has acknowledged the heavy influence of The Hidden Fortress on his 77 film Star Wars, particularly in the technique of telling the story from the perspective of the film's lowliest characters, C-3PO and R2-D2. Some of the major characters from Star Wars have clear analogs in The Hidden Fortress, including C-3PO and R2-D2 being based on Taihi and Matashichi, Princess Leia on Princess Yuki. Lucas's original plot outline for Star Wars bore an even greater resemblance to the plot of The Hidden Fortress. This draft would subsequently be reused as the basis for The Phantom Menace, as Gaz said. The movie influenced in Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, where during a cutscene for the first level of Return of the Jedi, there's a flag written in Urabesh, which translates to Hidden Fortress. A number of plot elements for The Hidden Fortress are used in the 2006 video game Final Fantasy VII. A lot of gamer nerds might not know that one, Gaz. Star Wars. I wanted to see if we can find some side-by-sides. There's a couple comparisons there. Not the best, but we'll take a little look-see. Oh, wait, hold on. Rambo is a Christmas movie? We did Rambo Last Stand. We could certainly get First Blood. They do First Blood, not me. So we could always get that going. Parking Cars. I know of the show Monkey. That's Gaz. Remake on Netflix. OG repeated on TV's website. Let's see if I can attempt to share some things with you. Share. Video. No. What's going on here? Share screen. And then that's right there. It actually came up this time. I'm going to drop like the volume so it's not obnoxious. We'll check it out.
The Hidden Fortress is an Akira Kurosawa film released in 1958. In this video, it's provided for a new hope, characters wandering through the desert.
So that one, yeah, them walking and R2-D2. So that's the real famous one.
Kurosawa's film was told from the point of view of the lowest characters
Lucas
and
went
not the heroes
right,
of the story. After
right for it.
The two characters part ways,
Argument in the desert.
And reunited. They are made aware of a princess being hunted by an evil empire.
Oh yeah, the bounty, the princess bounty. I forgot to mention that.
General Makabe, who was working to get the princess through enemy lines to save.
I guess the rocks. Yeah, I could see the rocks. Princess and princess. I mean that one. Okay.
Yeah, that was maybe stretching.
Oh, I guess when he does that, these aren't the droids you're looking for. That was Mifune doing the gold in the stick thing.
Yeah.
The general must face a former friend in single combat. He wins but spares his enemy's life, who later returns badly scarred. He has a chance for redemption and helps rescue the heroes in the end. Outside of the story and characters, the filmmaking techniques are very simple.
I mean, you think Star Wars has got to have somebody dead on the ground like that. And then obviously the ceremony. That's what I was saying to you guys.
Yeah.
So of course the ceremony is that's a short one, guys. Maybe check what he's got on here. It's like the title of like, oh, I like how he wrote Hidden Fortress in the Star Wars text. Though that's sick. It's like the right.
Oh, that's the same I was talking about. Yeah, the prison.
Yep.
Prison break.
Yep, that's kind of similar. Leia and Yuki. What else you got?
And that. Yeah, that's the KFC with the dialogue.
Yep.
Peasants can be smart as moss.
Yeah.
Moss can be smart. Sorry.
I mean, the short guy being R2 is for sure. Oh, yeah. They're trying to say that was like when the Jawas zapped R2. Come on, give me a break. That's pretty cool. The bombed out and depleted. I think he should have did more in Star Wars with them hiding the Death Star plans inside of something instead of R2, because the way that they were hiding the gold in the bushels was cool. Lucas should have used that more, you know.
Yeah. And that bridge there, Ross, that's the scene I was referring to in Trek to Yomi.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool.
Hell yeah. supposed to be like the Ismos Elsley. Like, guys, sorry, I don't see any similarity to that Vader fight with the Lance fight.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe a little bit, but come on. Because that Lance fight's like 10 minutes long.
Jay just made a good point. He said I heard Star Wars was based on Western movies, but in space. I think you could argue there's a bit of the Eastern and Westerns in there because Cad, I think it's Cad Bane, the bounty hunter character in Clone Wars, and makes his appearance in, I think it was Boba Fett, and he's pretty much Star Wars Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, that was that. He actually had his that episode with Tim Oliphant as the sheriff. That was sick. Yeah. There used to be some of that stuff. What is on here? I can't. Why is my YouTube giving up on me? There used to be some of that stuff beyond the Hidden Fortress, like Star Wars influence scenes, and it had the westerns in there and stuff.
Would this be reaching too far if you could say Ray Parks as Darth Maul with his dual sabers, possibly a nod to the spear duel in the Hidden Fortress?
That's kind of what I was saying before with Mifune kills the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
You know, to me, that's kind of what I was going at. I gotta think there's something there. I don't think it's too much of a reach to say. All right, so here we go. This might have some of the westerns in it, boys. So I think this might have more of those ones I was looking for, guys, because he was talking about the westerns. I don't know what the heck that is. Stay on target. It's some World War movie about fighting Nazis. Oh, the Dam Busters, dude. That looks sick.
Oh yeah, that's a classic. I've seen once.
So he used some Dam Busters in the. Yeah, I'll cook it. That dude, those fighter pilots, dude. That I like that a lot. That's sick. We have to get the Dam Busters on our list.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's like exact. That's dope. Wow, dude. I never knew. I mean, you know what? Maybe I did hear about Dam Busters back in the day, but I just forgot.
Yeah, it's a classic. Ooh.
He only did that one. That's cool though. There's some sick comparisons in there. Because there's definitely more than that. I know there's one Western where a dude like does a lasso and he says something and he like rides away on the horse, and then like Han has like a scene that's like very similar to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there's more on YouTube, send them to us, guys. Because I know there used to be like one big compilation back in the day, but YouTube has changed a lot. Similar scenes. Star Wars versus the Matrix. Obviously, don't care about that. Yeah, I don't even know what to search for anymore, guys. But yeah, if you could find the full compilation, send it to us. To other movies. Do you notice these things in Star Wars? No, it's the same trash keeps coming up. But yeah, I mean, at least we found Dam Busters, so that's similar to that last Death Star fight. So looks like a lot of Hidden Fortress, a lot of Dam Busters. And I wasn't really keeping up with the chat. My mistake. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Christmas movie. Ben-Hur. Yeah, no, I mean, me and Gaz like Jason and the Argonauts, anything that uses that kind of stop motion. I'm a big fan of those.
There's a war movie, it's just popped into my head now when someone mentioned the Dam Busters, and of course it's a theme from that. And we'll know instantly, this is usually on TV, funnily enough, every Christmas. It's got Richard Burton and Clint Eastwood in it, so you guys will know which movie Where Eagles Dare, that's it. That's a good one, Ross.
It's me, it's Dirty Harry in space.
Yeah.
Go ahead, make my day, guys. That's the only thing they messed up on. How did they not get? I guess maybe Clint just didn't want to make a sci-fi because it would have been sick to have him play like a like you were talking about, guys, like a Star Wars gunslinger.
Yeah, he would have been great. I remember when we did Boba Fett, and I know Mac wasn't too crazy on that character, Cad Bane, and I said, "Oh man, they haven't done him to the full justice because his whole bounty crew is even got like I think he's got a sniper in there as well. His whole bounty crew is pretty sick, and it pretty much is Clint Eastwood in the Star Wars universe. I mean, you can see that from his look, the way he's armed. Good character, just don't feel was quite pulled it off in the live action.
Yeah, it's just tough because you got like, the Boba Fett actor and Tim Oliphant and all these kind of like stars, and then you have this like CGI character. But I mean, I didn't think it was terrible.
Same wasn't
of that character. I thought that episode was sick. Okay, we're going straight to UFC picks so we can get out of here early. I got a basketball game to go to. My friend's NBA's in town. So let's pull up the card and then.
You're not abandoning the Celtics, I have to say that. I'll be getting in touch with relatives, and saying, listen, man, he's abandoning Irish blood.
Never that.
Good, I was getting worried then.
I'm pretty far away from the garden these days, so I can't
just I know, man.
15-minute trip to the Celtics arena.
Yeah, I can't exactly just go down the road.
No, I can't. It's a fight across the country, actually. Main event, I am 100% Shama. Magomedov Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. I'm a Pereira fan. Boy, Shama time. I'm going for the knockout. So we got to get this guy down. No rematch. Boom, flatline. And then Shama goes straight to heavyweight for a John Jones super fight at the White House. Marab Davashvili versus Corey Sandhagen. I'm way more Sandhagen than I am Marab the Machine. The guy is unstoppable on the ground. Nobody in the weight class can out-wrestle him. Hopefully, Sandhagen just puts him down with a flying knee to the head. Yuri Prochazka versus Khalil Roundtree. I actually like them both. I don't know when the last time Roundtree's had a finish, and Yuri throws some crazy 360 elbows. So I don't. Do you have a take on that one, guys?
This is a tough one.
Yes, they can both win. It's like a 50-50 fight almost. Like
it is. Because usually when it's 50-50 and I lean one way, it usually goes the other. So I'm going to play it safe and just say 50-50 on it, which is a bit of a cop out. I know.
Khalil, better kickboxer, better striking. Yuri, better everything else. Better work, better. Well, I
guess. I mean, this is so easy to say. I guess if Khalil maybe lands of the better striking, gets an opportunity and knocks him out, possibly. But as you said, Yuri
has done that.
Yeah, exactly. Is more well-rounded. So I don't know. Okay, I'll get off the fence. I'm going to lean more with Yuri then.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm leaning. I mean, of course, there's the Smashing Machine Mark Kerr movie coming out. I think Gaz may have already saw that. The UK wasn't really feeling it. Josh Emmett, Yusuf Zalal. I'm an Emmett fan. I mean, Irish lad. He's a real beast. Despite his age, he does knock people out. And the last fight for whatever. I'm not really caring much about that one. And unless you guys are emotionally attached to it in the chat. Rogan's been ringside, my boy. Rogan is him. When I always say it, when Rogan leaves the announcing panel, we all leave in solidarity, and I'll never watch UFC again because it's going to be really hard to watch that sport without Rogan's commentary. Agreed. Even if Rogan fails every aspect of his life, like podcasting and comedy and all that stuff, he's still a mandatory UFC staple. Sorry, Joe, we're going to need you for life, bud. And if he does go, then we're going to need an AI Rogan cyborg that can take up the mantle in his place. Friggin' doesn't get any more, conspiratorial than a JRE, Joe Rogan Experience. BKFC, if you guys are watching Bare Knuckle, it's on DAZN. Tune in, get that PPV. King of Violence strap. Mike Platinum Perry, the King of Violence, versus Jeremy the Heathen Stevens. We'd support him over here. Card is pretty crazy. And, of course, there was that PFL card yesterday morning, guys. And And then there's the Queen of Violence, Ferreria, going up on that as well. Actually, I might take that BK and just take a quick glance at it. And then I want to say there might have been some decent names on UFC's undercard as well. So let's have a peep at those prelims. Patchy Mix is on the prelims. Muniz. And I'm guessing I probably don't know anybody on the early prelims, but that's okay. Let's go over to BKFC. You guys following BKFC on social media, by the way? Connor's a co-owner. League is ridiculously entertaining. If you guys don't know what that is, it's bare knuckle fights. I'm assuming you're joking with this ad, as did me. And Rogan has done nothing but complain about that since he's done it. Like, oh, wait, now they're canceling comedians? I don't like that. Like, what did you think was going to happen, Joe? You genius. I said I follow Rogan on MMA. I didn't say anything about his politics. And no, I'm not a Trumper. You guys should know that. Dude's brutal. Where's the card? Right here. Whoops. Flip past it. So who's on BK? Rivera was supposed to fight Frankie Edgar. Edgar got pulled he didn't clear the medical, so it is what it is. I think those two heavyweights were mean-looking dudes. I think that might have been Robeson and Bangaboos. They were kind of getting in each other's faces during the Connor face-off, so they should pop off. And then I don't really know any of the rest of these guys, but prelims are on right now, so head on over to the BK channel, give them a like and a sub, and check out that prelim. That prelim. Of course, you have to watch that. No, I don't agree. I mean, it's not the Tyson days, clearly, but Tyson fought Jake Paul, if you want to consider that a fight. Rumor of Tyson fighting Mayweather next year, which is weird. Canelo and Crawford just happened on Netflix.
Yeah, that was good.
Wasn't Canelo's best fight, but it was a good fight. That weird NY Times Square event that Turkey tried to do, I actually hated that, even though I like Garcia and some fighters.
Yeah, you get some good boxes, but sadly they don't get the coverage. Sometimes it's hard to watch. Like I just mentioned, Naoya Inoue from Japan, who's one of my favorite boxers. Yep. He's awesome, but rarely gets coverage out in the West. I think what they should have. I think
they just did a big crossover fight before they get picked up and pushed. Not a big deal. But I don't know. I disagree. I mean, the last two Tyson Fury and Usyk fights were absolutely insane. Like Usyk is still a maniac. Those were probably my best fights in recent years. Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou. AJ sat him down pretty hard. Francis and Tyson, even though it was an abomination, was a pretty sick fight. Francis dropped him in the first. Was it the first round, guys? So yeah, I still like the heavyweights. Yeah, absolutely. He wants 100 million and he wants 100 gold cards for friends and family. Yeah, I think so. I think he does. I mean, I don't know. I'm a McGregor fanboy, guys. I'm half Irish. It's going to be like, for you to get me to say anything bad on a live stream about him is going to be extremely difficult work. But McGregor is a BKFC owner and promoter as well. Yeah. I mean, he said he has 8 months to lock in and 6 months for the White House fighting Michael Chandler. So I'm here for it. I want to see it. And hopefully that White House card is crazy. If they get Connor, maybe Jones, Aspinall, Pereira, you got the makings of taking all the best guys and having a one-of-a-kind super card, despite the president being a joke and the other current failures. The best thing that the U.S. government could do is have a UFC fight there. Because nothing they do politically wise is gonna matter. So.
Yeah, it's the same for them all, isn't it?
Every which way versus the bull. Yeah, I can see it. I know De Niro's kind of short, isn't he? Clint might mop the floor with him. De Niro's my man, though.
That's one of my only gripes with Heat, is it when he threatened Sean Bean. I'm like, if Sean Bean really was ex-Special Forces, he would kill you. He would absolutely kill you. That's my only gripe. That movie is fire. Classic shooting scene and everything. It's a fire movie, but that's the only thing where I'm like, dude, if he really was playing that background, I thought you would be. But that's it. And that's only one small gripe, dude. It's a funny scene though. It is entertaining.
Yeah, versus a really good heister. Okay.
Yeah. Or the Special Forces. Or we won't take that. We'll take the heist guy.
Heisting's great, but it's just a one-dimensional skill. It doesn't. Good stuff. But yeah, we'll try to get Heat going on. Hopefully, everybody lobby for Mac the Rebel to come back, and then maybe get Mac on for Heat and try to get some of those heists done for you. I think that's it for us, guys. The Hidden Fortress blueprint influence for Star Wars. I did watch. You can Google George Lucas on Hidden Fortress and see kind of what he says about it from his perspective. Always cool to see. And then you can remind yourself of back when you used to like Star Wars. Me and Gaz will occasionally do that.
Yeah, the days when we enjoyed to talk about it.
Before Darth Disney ruined it. Yeah,
whereas now in a minority, it's like no one likes Boba Fett, and it's like only I think me, you, and Mac were the only people that probably actually liked it.
Dude, it's because I'm a Rodriguez fanboy. That guy could do no bad in my.
But it was good though. It was like action movie cross western, wasn't it? And it was good.
Yeah, space western, like you guys were saying, it needed. I mean, this is fair. I mean, Elvis was him, so I can back Elvis on anything. I think that's going to do it, guys. The Hidden Fortress, 1958, Akira Kurosawa, Toshiro Mifune. Check it out. It's on, I guess, HBO and stuff. But if you buy physical media, go ahead and pick up that Criterion collection. They're the best at restoring sound and video. A lot of always bonuses. Me and Gaz have showed a couple of our Criterion hard copies. Head on over to the Patreon. I got Avenging Force posted up there. I still need to post Rampage. Check out our Rampage review and some of the Richard Grinnell article that we presented with the links to the Zodiac. Zodiac Files episode 5 coming soon, the Lake Herman Road ambush. It's in the chamber. And then join us next week for Zodtober. We're going to be doing that movie that Slipknot recommended that me and Gaz will call Anto until we we're around. So Anto next week. 2 p.m. Check out UFC. Check out BK. Hit us in the comments below. Leave your recommendations in the live chat or the comments below. UFC picks, BK UFC picks, whatever you guys want to leave down there. Kurosawa, Western, Spaghetti Western, Samurai, and Zodtober. We'll be doing horror. And definitely have some bangers for November for you guys too. So we're trying to close out the year with some good picks for November and December. Not much coming out, guys. I think I'm going to try to make it to Tron Ares. I'm probably not going to rush down opening night, but I'll probably make it in the next couple weeks. And then I'm trying to think if there's really anything that drops.
There is, but I don't say it. There's one. That one.
That we want to see, or just dropping in general.
Well, wanting to see and then actually seeing it. Cockney Cage. I want to say. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to rush to that. I'm going to let me know how that is. I mean, I guess Frankenstein is hitting on Netflix, so like a few things are.
Oh, the Delta, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, his directing's good. I can't tell you whether the picture is. So yeah, I was waiting for. You know what? The Good Boy thing sounds interesting, where it's like the horror movie from a perspective of a dog that can see the paranormal elements. That's a good idea. Whether that movie turns out watchable or not, I couldn't tell you. Did you see The Long Walk, guys? Did you make it to that one?
No, because it sounded like a long watch. But
yes, I don't think
so. Probably wait for that to come to streaming.
So probably it looks like we're going for Tron Ares when the time comes, and I'm just trying to see if anything else drops before the end of the year, because other than Tron Ares, I don't think there's much that me and Gaz are waiting for.
When are you waiting for the Running Man remake? I know that was on your list of to see.
Don't ever say something like that to me. You know exactly. Yeah, I know what Faulty Towers is. Yeah, no, the Good Boy looks okay. Good Boy. It's that dog is the star of the thing. I don't know. I like animals and I like horror, so I'd like to see it come together. We're out. Paradigm Review Show, Hidden Fortress. Join us next week, and we're going to be doing horror all Zodtober for you guys. And as soon as I have updates on episode 5 and episode 6 of the main series, I'll watch those. Shout out to everybody who came through. Tam, Jay, Split, Fire Pixie with the links, and everybody else who came through. Sorry if I missed you. I don't know. They probably just can't remake James Dean movies. I don't know if there's a guy that is good looking enough to play James Dean. I guess they talk about like Austin Butler played a lot of those guys. He played Elvis, I think. As you guys mentioned Elvis in there earlier. But what you can do, Jay, is go ahead and watch Badlands, and 50 times throughout the movie they'll talk about how young Martin Sheen looked like James Dean.
That's
can get you. But he wouldn't be playing James Dean now, that's for sure. I think that'll do it for Paradigm Review Show. Good stuff, guys. And head on over to Gaz, give him a like and a sub. Dual stream over at Mosh Shinobi. Tune in next week, 2 p.m. We'll be getting into our October horror movies. UFC and BK, go out there, get those streams, guys, and we'll catch you guys next time. Paradigm Review Show, like, sub, share, click a join button for a membership. You can join free on the Patreon with your Gmail to see my free posts. At least there will be other paid locked posts. And give me a follow if you have Twitch, even if you don't use it. Give me a follow because I need more follows than Twitch. Twitch.tv/PlanetXGames.
Also, Deadly Prey review coming soon as well. That is on the schedule as well, folks. Deadliest Prey. Sorry, Deadliest.
Yeah. A couple leftover most dangerous games. So we'll bang those out when we get a chance. Lock in, sub us.